Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. And back on reviewing on another Disney classic. One of the films, the Disney films that came out, most of the films that came out, all the Disney films that came out in the 90s, I would consider as classic. And this one I really do enjoy, especially this one me and my brother would sit down and always enjoy watching. Because this one's always been a classic to both of us, So this one we're reviewing is the Disney film Hercules from 1997. Always enjoyed Hercules. It came out during the summer, June 1997, and the film performed critically and commercially, and with the film the film has a 7.2 on IMDb and has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very high. So shows how good it was. And when the film opened up an opening weekend, of course, it opened up in second place because it came out on the same weekend as John Woo's Face Off, in which I like Face Off all right though, but I still prefer this one over Face Off though. But regardless, the film performed well. It made about on its $85 million budget, I think it was. It made $99 million domestically and overall made $253 million worldwide, or 52 because point something whatever. But it's technically whichever way you want to call it though. But 52 whatever. And it's directed by John Musker and Ron Clements, which they both have directed other classic Disney films together. They both directed The Great Mouse Detective, which is another classic one. They both directed another classic one. They directed together. They directed The Little Mermaid, and well, there was another one I forgot that they both directed Aladdin. Then they directed this film, and then they directed Treasure Planet, which it was a enormous flop though, sadly though. But they both directed that film, and then they directed The Princess and the Frog, and then towards the end in November of this year, 2016, they were directing a new Disney film called Momoy. I forget it's something like that called Momoy or something like that. It's supposed to be they're making I remember a while back when they first introduced this that they're creating a new Disney princess, and Dwayne Johnson's gonna be the voice in it. So it's that new one comes out in November of this year. So they're both directing this new one here that's coming out. But so yeah. So the co-directors of this film, before this, they directed The Great Mouse Detective, The Little Mermaid, and Aladdin. Then after this, they would go on to direct Treasure Planet and Princess and the Frog. And excuse me. And you also got a very good voice cast. The guy who voices Hercules, older Hercules, by Tate Donovan, I thought he did a pretty good job, and I think he did the same. I think he kept on doing the same voice as Hercules in the Kingdom Hearts games. I think so, because I played the my brother has played the games. I played very little, but he's the one more playing the games. So, but I believe it's the same. He's the same one doing voice of Hercules. And then you have Danny DeVito as Phil, the half man, half goat character, which he didn't voice in Kingdom Hearts. It was another different actor that sounded like Danny DeVito. And I thought Danny DeVito also did a good job as well as Phil. And Susan Egan, who voices Meg, right there, was also fine as well. Rip Torn plays Zeus, the father of Hercules. And of course, last but not least, me and my brother's favorite part of the movie is Hades, voiced by James Woods. Me and my brother love James Woods as Hades. I think he played a perfect voice as Hades. And which is also good is that James Woods will still continue to voice Hades in the TV show, but I also think the prequel to this film, or I haven't seen the prequel forever. I think Hades was in it though, but if he did, I think James Woods still voiced. I forget though, but he was still going to voice Hades in the TV show Hercules, and he could still voice him Hades in the Kingdom Hearts games as Hades. So at least he's one of the main voices of those games. So continuing on, you know. But James Woods, I thought always did a fantastic job as Hades. Always enjoyed how he voiced him, you know. But story wise, okay, it opens up with the Greek gods, the Titans, up on Mount Olympus, and Zeus and Hera, his wife, they're celebrating the birth of their new child Hercules, and Hades pops in for a little bit. And then it goes back to where he lives, is down in the Underworld. And also throughout the film, you have these three women singing throughout the whole film. You know, like the main one through the who was that name? Hercules from Zero to Hero. Those three women. So throughout the whole film, you'll see them singing as well. And Hades comes up with a plan to make Hercules not a god anymore, but completely mortal. So he has these two guys. What are they called? Pain and Panic, which is them right here. They can transform into any animals or even humans, and they plan to have this. They have this potion to kidnap Hercules, bring him down on Earth, and make him drink the potion, which it's like he's like a god, so he glows, right? So as he's drinking the potion, his glow begins to fade, and he has to drink every single drop, otherwise he still has this strength of a god. So, but the a couple interrupt them, and one single drop gets left behind, drops on the ground. So he's still not fully immortal. He still has his physical strength still, and they're both disguised themselves as snakes, and they were attacking. And Hercules just throws them all around. Throws them. And then years go by. Hercules is now a teenager. He's racing, pulling the whole hay wagon. And there's a time where he wanted to play with some kids and throw a frisbee. I think it was a frisbee, I think it was. But he makes a mess of things, and he gets made fun of. So he tells his dad, adopted father, that he needs to go to visit Zeus, because there's a place where there's a big statue of Zeus. And then as he travels, he sings a song, I will find my way, which of course my brother always loves that song. I will find my way, I will go the distance, I don't care how far. So he reaches there. He sees the giant statue of Zeus, but the statue of Zeus comes to life in the form of Zeus. Says, "Hey, I'm your real father and stuff." And he gives him, which before he was a baby, Pegasus. Pegasus was little, and now he's full grown. To help him through this in his journey. So goes to what was it? I'm just looking, whatever. Because I haven't seen this film in a long time, so I just rewatched it, so it takes me a time see what other things that I'm missing. I don't want to miss any steps here. Yeah, he said to find Phil Kest. Well, it's Phil for short, but they can't pronounce the full name. So as he goes and he finds Phil stuck in somewhere which we thought was a goat, but it's not. He's a short, half human, half goat man, and he wants him to train him, to help build him up. Which he says no, but then he knows he shows up he throws a very heavy shield. And he's impressed, so he decides he's going to train him. He gets to sing along with him training till he gets built like he is right now. And as they're going towards where what town was, then he meets Meg, who is being taunted by this Centaurian, basically half man, half horse, basically Centaurian, or was it Centaur? That's what it was, Centaur. Got the name wrong, Centaur. And at first he gets beaten. He gets beaten a couple punches in. Then he gets real whacking the guy. Knocks him out. So knocks the iron shoes off the guy's hoods. I mean, bing, 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 bing. Or even when Pegasus just walks on him, steps on his head. And Hercules becomes attracted to Meg. Introducing himself. And it makes Pegasus and Phil a little upset, But then he comes to the next town, which later on, that's Pegasus, Maggie's is working with Hades because she made a deal with him, sold her soul because to a guy that she liked, but she left him. So, he left her for another woman's, but now she's stuck with her soul still being sold to him, so she's stuck there. So by the next town, where Hercules was looking for some action, and there are reports of two little boys being trapped under a huge boulder, which is really the Pain and Panic in disguise. And he lifts up the boulder, people are impressed, and then the famous Hydra comes in. First he fights it, then he gets swallowed, but then he cuts off while he's inside the beast, he cuts off its head, and then three more grows back, and he keeps on slicing the heads off, and more heads keep on growing. It's like about 100 of them, and Phil's like, forget the head slicing thing. So they have him pinned down to the cliff as they're about to attack, and he just does like this to the side of the mountain. Just all the rocks just fall and crush the beasts to death. And then Hades is sitting there watching. He's like, check. Mate, he's lighting a cigar, thinking that he won, but Hercules comes out alive, and he's like, "Rrr." And then you get the song, about Hercules, zero to hero, And throughout the song, see the Hades and keeps on sending more villains in, but Hercules keeps on beating them up. And then he gets mad that if that is the Pain and Panic, they're buying Hercules merchandise. A bunch of merchandise like he's wearing Hercules sandals, or the other one is drinking a Hercules soda or something, and Hades gets he blows his top. It's like, ah! I thought James Woods did a fantastic job as Hades. But he comes up with another plan, and he's going to use Meg. There's a scene where Hercules is posing for a painting on a pot, and he's wearing a lion's hide, which is actually an Easter egg, basically, is what you call it. He's wearing Scar from The Lion King. He's wearing his hide on him for posing for a painting. So there's your an Easter egg right there. He's wearing Scar's hide from The Lion King. Um, what was this? Well, it shows them that the Hercules liked Meg, and one thing leads to another is that much to that to Phil, he cares more about her than being a hero and stuff. Or where there's another talk where he talked with his father Zeus, the statue again, the one sitting at the. Even though he does all these heroics, so he doesn't consider him that he's not fully a hero yet, because he can just do more, just keep on beating up villains. He has to do something more that will make him become a hero. So that makes him upset over that. And what leads to another is that Hades goes down to has a talk with Hercules. And I thought that way how it's funny how he talks to him and stuff, and at the points taunting him and stuff. But he proposes to make a deal with him. Is that he says that he tells that Meg has been playing him the whole time, so he makes a deal that he'll surrender his strength to let her go. Nothing happens to her if she doesn't get hurt. If she doesn't get hurt in any way, So he shakes hands with Hades. He's now just a man, no strength. And then Pegasus, who got tied up because of being distracted by pain and panic. He flies out to, it's her and Meg to go get Phil, because Hercules need him. Well, they need Hercules, because after making the deal, it's around that time where it's like the planets align, and all the mad titans that Zeus locked up, like the Ice Titan or the Rock Titan, like in the first Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts game, you fight the Rock and the Ice Titan. So you got the Ice Titan, you got the Rock Titan, they got the Lava Titan, and they got the Wind Titan, and then you got the Cyclops, the giant Cyclops Titan, whatever. And it's like, and Hades like, who locked it down there? It's like, Zeus. And they're going one way, and Hades says, guys, Olympus is that way. And you can say, Zeus. But Zeus says they attempt to they try to stop the Titans, no avail. Like the Ice and Lava Titan, like they make up a rock and like they trap Zeus, casing him in rock. Everyone else is captured, but while the Cyclops goes and tries to find Hercules and destroy him, and Hercules gets beaten up a lot because he has no strength, and like the Cyclops like tired of But Meg gets severely injured, and while that happens, Hercules ties a rope around the guy's feet and falls off a cliff. Bah. But then his strength returns, because the deal was, as long as Meg does not get hurt, which he did. That's why the deal got broken. His strength came back. So now he goes back to Olympus and stops the Titans. Sets his dad free, and when Hercules does final things with Hercules, Hades, I mean, like when he gets he saw him, like the Titans attack him, he gets covered in lava, and then he gets freeze like this, like this. And as soon as Hercules sees his father free, he's like, ah! And Zeus, he gets his lightning bolts and breaks the rock titan's faces off. Or then Hades goes, get back and kick some titan butt. And Pegasus blows out his hair, which is his fire is his hair. He's like, whoa, is my hair out? But then Hades, Hercules, he grabs the wind, which is a tornado, basically. He just grabs it and just absorbs all the rest of the Titans and just throws them, hurls them off into the sky, and they both all explode. But he has to hurry back because Meg has died, and of course the scene we have, they saw earlier where the three witches, the three witches had that one. Like, they're all blind, but they have that one eyeball to see, to predict the future. Because that's how because earlier Hades went to them to see what his future was. Like, he will succeed in taking over, but if Hercules, except for Hercules, he's just one thing to stop, is standing in his way. So he tried to do best to alter it, but overall it didn't work, so. But the three witches, they have Meg's lifeline, which is a string, and they have the scissors, and Hercules tries racing down there as fast as he can, but they cut the string, and now she's dead. So it's too late. So Hercules, he's now mad, and now he goes back into the underworld, riding on Cerberus, and he goes. It's like he makes a deal. Like he's shown it's basically like these pit of souls, basically souls, and he sees Meg's soul going all the way around towards down, and he makes a deal that he'll exchange for his soul. So he jumps in as he's trying to reach out for Meg's soul, as you see that while he's down there, he's aging rapidly as soon as he's down there and stuff. And they see that the witches are ready to cut his string though, but as soon as he reaches for Meg's soul, the string glows and the scissors can't cut it because he's a god. That's why. That's because he was a god to begin with. But he's probably forgot about that. So, and he's now glowing like how he was originally because he's a god. And Hercules tries to make up excuses, and Hercules goes and just punches his face in, and then he goes and sucker punches him right into this pit of souls, and all the souls drag him all the way down. But he goes and puts Meg's soul and puts it back into her body. Now she's alive again, and they visit Mount Olympus. Visits Zeus's. They visit Zeus, his mom and dad, Hercules' mom and dad. They stick to the fact that he chooses that he wants to be he can choose to stay with them on Olympus. Or choose he can remain on Earth as he was before, and of course Hercules chooses that he wants to remain down on Earth because all the friends and his men, and so they still agree that he remains back about down on Earth, and what was the last? Yeah, which shows that that Zeus is now. Pleased that he's now become a true hero. That's what he was meant to be. And then he shows that he creates an image of Hercules, of the stars, and the image of Hercules. And it shows, once again, the three ladies who we're seeing throughout the whole entire film. But overall, yeah, Hercules. I always enjoyed Hercules. Me and my brother would always sit down and watch this film because this is one of the, especially it's more of a favorite to him though because he always loves this film a bit more than me though. But I still enjoy Hercules. I always Thought this is a Disney classic, especially from the '90s. You know, most of the film, like the Disney films that came out in the '90s are classics. So Hercules is definitely another classic Disney film. The voice cast of that always did a good job. Tate Donovan as older Hercules. I forget what the who did the younger voice of Hercules was, but Danny DeVito as Phil. He did a great job as Phil. Susan, what was the actress name who voiced Meg? Susan Egan. I thought she was fine as well. Rip Torn as Zeus. I thought he did a good job as well as Zeus. James Woods, phenomenal voice as Hades. Definitely my favorite part of the film, and it's definitely my brother's as well because we both just love James Woods as Hades. I thought he was perfect. I thought he was perfect voice casting as Hades. Just as that, just talking like in that, talking casual basically. It's like, oh Hades, how you doing? Hades, Lord of the Dead, how you doing? Yeah, it has like that casual. Things that what James Woods has that had that casual voice talking, talking calm, cool, I thought that's how he did such a great job as voicing as Hades. But animation as well, for animation that was made for Disney that was made in the '90s has always been spot on. Same for the other ones as well, other Disney films. But I always enjoyed Hercules, and for both these directors that directed from classic films like The Great Mouse Detective, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid. Of course, well, Treasure Planet was a huge flop though. Was a huge flop though, but I don't think Treasure Planet was not that bad. The Princess and the Frog. I have to rewatch again because I haven't seen that film in quite a while. I don't think Princess and the Frog was not that bad either. And I look forward to the new Disney film they're both directing that comes out this November. Momoy, I think it was. So I forget how to pronounce the name though. But that's the one that Dwayne Johnson's gonna be voicing. That'll be interesting to see. So, but Hercules, definitely another classic Disney film. Always, I do like the songs, especially, singing about Hercules. My brother always loves, his favorite song in the film was I Can Find My Way. He definitely likes that song more. But Hercules is, if anyone still hasn't seen this classic Disney film, please go and check it out. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, Hercules, 1997. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.